Victoria. Guys, welcome back to the Cambridge English Walking Podcast. Today, we're back in our home city, Cambridge, where we live, and we're walking towards the railway station.
And in about 5 minutes, we'll reach a really interesting area where a lot of students live.
There are modern student residences there, so you'll get a little look at another side of Cambridge while we practice English together.
English, Cambridge, students, a walk. Very educational already.
We haven't even started the lesson yet.
True.
And today's lesson is especially useful if you're a beginner. We're practicing 50 easy questions and answers for everyday English.
A1 to A2 English. Simple questions, simple answers, real situations.
And guys, you don't need long answers. That's really important.
Exactly. Sometimes learners think, my English isn't good enough because my answer is only 5 words.
But 5 good words can be enough.
Absolutely. So let's start with something you hear all the time.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Notice that I ask the question back. That's what makes it feel like a conversation.
Okay, let me try the bad version.
Go on.
How are you?
Fine.
Great. Very emotional conversation.
Haha, exactly. Ask it back.
Right. So, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Much better.
What would you ask next if you're meeting someone for the first time?
What's your name?
I'm Slava.
Perfect. You can say, my name's Slava, or simply, I'm Slava.
Shorter is better. Less chance to make a mistake.
That's your entire English strategy, isn't it?
Efficient communication.
Of course.
Okay, then maybe, where are you from?
I'm from Chicago.
Ah, and if you live somewhere else now?
Then add it. I'm from Chicago, but I live in Cambridge.
I'm from Chicago, but I live in Cambridge.
Nice. And now the other person has 2 things to ask about, Chicago and Cambridge.
So they might ask, where do you live?
I live in Cambridge.
Very convenient answer for today's walk.
Extremely convenient.
These are very simple questions, but already you can learn quite a lot about someone.
Exactly. And that's what I like about beginner English. Simple doesn't mean useless.
What about work? That's a common question too.
Yes. What do you do?
Right now,
Slava.
I'm walking.
Exactly. What do you do usually means what's your job?
Ah, okay. Then I work in a supermarket.
Perfect. Or I'm a student. I'm a teacher. I work in an office.
And if someone isn't working at the moment?
I'm not working at the moment.
Simple and honest.
Exactly. No long explanation needed.
And after that, maybe, do you like your job?
Yes, I do. It's busy, but I like it.
Or, ask me again after my holiday.
Not the official answer, guys.
Bonus answer.
Very honest bonus answer.
What if I want to know about someone's working day?
Ask, what time do you start work?
I start at 8 o'clock.
Good. And then, what time do you finish?
I finish at 4.
Start and finish. Very useful everyday words.
Right. And after work?
What do you usually do after work?
I usually go home, have dinner, and watch YouTube.
Watch YouTube, huh?
Yes?
YouTube Studio is open too, isn't it?
Maybe.
Ah, I knew it.
That's different. That's research.
Of course it is.
Okay, what about weekends?
What do you do at the weekend?
I spend time with my family. Sometimes we go for a walk.
Nice. Very natural answer.
And if I want to ask about hobbies,
What do you like doing in your free time?
I like walking, playing basketball, and listening to music.
Perfect. Or you can ask, do you have any hobbies?
My hobby is trying to find free time.
That's not a hobby.
It takes a lot of effort.
Fair enough.
And guys, we've already reached about 10 useful questions.
That was fast.
40 more.
Suddenly, the railway station feels very far away.
Don't worry, we're just getting started.
Next, let's move into easy questions you can use for coffee, food, small talk, and everyday situations with people you don't know very well.
Coffee, food, small talk. Okay, Victoria, now we're speaking my language.
I knew you'd suddenly become very interested in the lesson.
I've been interested from the beginning.
Of course. It has absolutely nothing to do with coffee.
Pure education.
All right. Imagine you're in a cafe with someone. A very easy question is, would you like a coffee?
Yes, please.
Perfect. Or simply, no thanks.
And if I want tea instead?
You can say, could I have a tea, please?
Could I have a tea, please?
Good. And if someone asks you, what would you like to drink?
I'd like a coffee, please.
Exactly. Short and polite.
Right. And food must work in almost the same way.
Exactly. What would you like to eat?
I'd like a sandwich.
Easy.
But imagine there are 20 sandwiches and I have no idea which one is good.
Then ask, what do you recommend?
Ah, that's a useful question.
Very useful. In a cafe, restaurant, bakery, market, lots of places.
Slightly dangerous in a bakery.
Why dangerous?
Because if they recommend the cake, the pastry, and the cookies, I'm in trouble.
You don't have to buy everything they recommend.
Ah, important information.
You're welcome.
What if I see something I like, but I don't know the price?
Just ask, how much is this?
How much is this?
And if you're asking about more than one thing, how much are these?
Ah, is this, are these?
Exactly.
Simple grammar. I like simple grammar.
I'm beginning to see a pattern.
What pattern?
Coffee, food, short answers, simple grammar.
Sounds like an excellent lesson to me.
Fair enough.
Okay, I've chosen my cake. Important question now. Can I pay by card?
Exactly. Can I pay by card?
Can I pay by card?
Very useful. In shops, cafes, restaurants, markets, almost anywhere.
Right. And here's another situation. You're in a cafe, you've had a huge coffee.
I know where this is going.
This is a practical English lesson.
Go on then.
Correct answer is, where's the toilet, please?
Yes, very practical indeed.
Where's the toilet, please?
Short, polite, completely normal. You don't need to explain why you need it.
Good.
We definitely don't need that vocabulary today.
Moving on.
Now, imagine you're sitting somewhere nice with another person. You can ask, do you like it here?
Yes, I do. It's really nice.
Perfect.
And here could mean a cafe, a hotel, a city.
Exactly. Even a new workplace.
Maybe don't ask someone 5 minutes after they start a new job.
Give them at least until lunch.
Very generous.
I think so.
What if I'm talking to someone who's visiting Cambridge?
You could ask, have you been here before?
No, I haven't. It's my first time.
Great. Or, yes, I have. I've been here a few times.
And then maybe, what do you think of it?
Exactly.
What do you think of it?
It simply means, what's your opinion?
I really like it.
That's enough. Again, you don't need a long answer.
I think that's one thing learners forget. They prepare these enormous answers in their heads.
Yes, and then they're so busy building the perfect sentence that the conversation has already moved on.
Meanwhile, the other person has gone home.
Exactly. Keep it simple.
Okay, what about something really basic, like food again? Are you hungry?
Yes, a little.
Yes, extremely.
Somehow I expected that answer.
We're walking. Walking requires energy.
You've used that excuse already.
Ah, good memory.
Thank you.
And we can also ask, are you thirsty?
Yes, a little. Or, no, I'm fine, thanks.
Nice.
Now, let's move from cafes to something you can ask almost every evening.
How was your day?
Exactly.
It was good, thanks.
Or, it was busy, it was tiring, it was great.
Or just long.
One word.
Sometimes one word has a lot of emotion.
That's actually true.
And then I can ask, what did you do today?
I worked, had lunch, and went for a walk.
Right. And for tomorrow?
What are you doing tomorrow?
I'm working in the morning.
Perfect.
We're moving quite quickly now.
We are. We've just passed around 20 useful questions.
20 already?
Yep.
I feel at least 30% more fluent.
That's a very scientific calculation.
Cambridge, science is everywhere.
Of course.
But here's the problem. Asking a question is easy when everything goes well. What happens when someone answers and I understand absolutely nothing?
Ah, that's when some of the most useful questions in this entire lesson begin.
Okay, so I've asked my beautiful English question, somebody answers me, and now I have no idea what they said. What do I do?
Start with, can you say that again, please?
Can you say that again, please?
Exactly. Easy, polite, and extremely useful.
And what if they say it again at exactly the same speed?
Yes, that happens.
So now I've heard it twice and understood it 0 times.
Then say, can you speak more slowly, please?
Can you speak more slowly, please?
And guys, don't be embarrassed to ask that. People often don't realize how quickly they're speaking.
Especially when they start with, yeah, no worries, and then suddenly,
Suddenly what?
I don't know, the rest becomes one very long word.
Yes, it can feel like that.
Okay, but sometimes I understand most of the sentence. There's just one word I don't know.
Then ask, what does this mean?
What does platform mean?
A platform is the place at a railway station where you wait for your train.
Ah, okay. Very appropriate vocabulary today.
Very appropriate.
And if I don't understand a whole expression,
Just ask, what does that mean?
what does that mean?
That's one of those tiny questions every learner should be comfortable using.
Because otherwise, sometimes people just smile and pretend they understand.
Have you ever done that?
Me?
Yes, you.
Next question.
I thought so.
What if I see a word written down, but I don't know how to pronounce it?
Ask, how do you say this word?
How do you say this word?
Exactly.
That's useful in English because sometimes the spelling gives you absolutely no help.
Careful, you're talking about English on an English channel.
I love English. I do.
All right.
And the opposite situation. I hear a word, but I don't know how to write it.
Ask, how do you spell that?
How do you spell that?
You might hear this with names too. How do you spell your surname?
Ah, yes. Hotels, offices, appointments.
Exactly.
Sometimes the problem isn't a difficult word. I just hear 2 numbers that sound similar.
Ah, 15 and 50.
Very dangerous.
Especially if we're talking about money.
15 pounds?
No, 50.
Oh.
So check it. Did you say 15 or 50?
Did you say 15 or 50?
You can use the same pattern with other information. Did you say Tuesday? Did you say 10 o'clock?
That's useful.
Very.
Right. Now imagine I don't understand something and I also don't know where I'm going.
That's not a great day.
It happens.
Fair enough.
So first, something simple. Can you help me?
Of course. What do you need?
Can you help me?
Another very short question that works in lots of situations.
And then, where is the station, please?
Perfect.
Or where is the bus stop?
Exactly. Where is the entrance? Where is the ticket office? Same pattern.
One structure, many questions.
That's the idea.
What if someone tells me where it is, but I want to know whether I'm about to walk for 2 minutes or 40 minutes?
Ask, is it far?
Is it far?
No, it's quite close.
Quite close.
You don't trust that answer.
Numbers.
Okay, Mr. Precision.
Then maybe, how long does it take?
Exactly.
How long does it take to get to the station?
About 10 minutes.
Walking normally.
Yes, Slava, walking normally.
Good. Important detail.
Apparently.
And if I need directions, I can ask, how do I get there?
Exactly. How do I get there?
And someone might say, go straight, turn left, and it's on your right.
Perfect.
Straight, left, right.
You've forgotten already.
Maybe.
Good thing you learned. Can you say that again, please?
We're using an earlier question again.
Exactly. That's how real conversations work.
Now let's say I'm at a station. There are trains everywhere. Which question do I need?
Which train do I need?
Which train do I need?
Or, if you're traveling by bus, which bus do I need?
And after that, I probably need to know where to stand.
Right. Ask, is this the right platform?
Is this the right platform for London?
Exactly.
That's one question where I really want the answer to be yes.
Especially when your train leaves in 1 minute.
Victoria, this is an A1, A2 lesson. Please don't create travel anxiety.
Sorry.
And we've reached roughly 30 questions now, haven't we?
We have.
30 questions. I think I'm ready for life.
That's a big claim.
Fine. Ready for part of life.
Better. And now that you can ask for help and find your way around, we can start doing something more enjoyable, making plans with people and deciding what to do together.
Making plans sounds much better. No missed trains, no confusing platforms, no 15 or 50 pounds.
Give it time. We haven't started shopping yet.
There goes my peaceful lesson.
Come on, let's start with something easy. Imagine you want to spend time with someone. You can ask, are you free this weekend?
Yes, I am. What do you have in mind?
Nice. What do you have in mind simply means, what are you thinking about doing?
So, if you ask me whether I'm free, I don't have to immediately say yes to some mysterious plan.
Exactly. You can ask for details first.
Very important life skill.
Apparently.
Okay, I'm free. What do you ask next?
Would you like to go for coffee?
Yes, I'd love to.
Perfect. That's a warm, natural way to accept an invitation.
And if I don't want to go?
You can say, sorry, I can't today.
Short again.
Yes, you don't always need a long excuse.
Sorry, I can't. My cat has an important meeting.
Maybe don't invent a cat.
Fine.
If you want to suggest another day, say, how about tomorrow?
How about tomorrow?
How about is really useful when you're suggesting something.
So I could say, how about Saturday?
Exactly. Or how about 6 o'clock?
And then maybe, what time shall we meet?
Good. What time shall we meet?
Let's meet at 2.
Perfect.
And where?
Easy. Where shall we meet?
Let's meet outside the station.
Great. Now we have the day, the time, and the place.
This plan is becoming dangerously organized.
I know. Very unlike you.
Excuse me?
Nothing.
I heard that.
Good listening practice.
Curious. What if we're together already, but we can't decide what to do?
Ask, what do you want to do?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
The famous conversation.
What do you want to eat?
I don't know. You choose.
Okay. Pizza?
Not pizza.
Then you choose.
This conversation happens in every language.
Good. So it's not an English problem.
Definitely not.
Maybe we need another useful question. Which one do you prefer?
Yes, that's perfect when you have two or more choices.
Which one do you prefer? The blue one or the black one?
I prefer the black one.
Ah, now we've accidentally arrived at shopping.
I warned you.
Protect the bank card.
Relax. We're only practicing questions.
All right. I see a jacket. I like it. What's my first question?
You might ask, do you have this in a different size?
Do you have this in a different size?
Or you can be more specific, do you have this in a medium?
Very useful.
And if you want a different color, ask, do you have this in black?
Of course, black.
Of course.
Then I probably want to try it.
Ask, can I try this on?
Can I try this on?
Exactly. In a clothes shop, try on means put the clothes on to see if they fit.
And after I put it on, I need an honest opinion.
Do you really want an honest opinion?
Maybe a friendly, honest opinion.
Then ask, what do you think?
What do you think?
I think it's a little too big.
A little too big?
It's only an example.
Good. I was becoming emotionally attached to this imaginary jacket.
We haven't even bought it yet.
And if something doesn't fit, can I ask, do you have a smaller one?
Exactly. Do you have a smaller one? Or do you have a bigger one?
Nice. Very simple.
Another useful shopping question is, can I return this?
Can I return this?
That means you bought something, but you want to take it back to the shop.
And maybe they ask, do you have the receipt?
Yes, I do. Here it is.
Excellent. For once, I didn't lose it.
That's the least believable sentence in today's lesson.
Victoria.
I'm joking.
Plans, invitations, choosing things, shopping, we covered quite a lot.
We did, and we're now around 40 useful questions.
40?
Only 10 or so left.
Excellent. At 40 questions, I can make plans, find the station, buy a jacket, and order coffee.
Basically, you're ready for a very successful Saturday.
That's true.
But everyday English isn't only about buying things and making plans. Sometimes you need to ask about how someone feels, what happened, or whether everything is okay.
That's true. Sometimes the most important questions are not about places or things, they're about people.
Exactly. Imagine your friend looks tired or worried. You can simply ask, "Are you okay?"
Yes, I'm okay. Just a little tired.
Perfect. Simple, natural, and very common.
And if I can clearly see that something is wrong,
Ask, "What's wrong?"
what's wrong?
"I have a headache," or "I'm just having a bad day."
And if I want to sound a little softer,
"Is everything okay?"
yes, everything's fine.
Even when the face says something completely different.
Advanced British English.
Maybe.
What if someone was ill yesterday?
You can ask, do you feel better now?
Yes, a little better, thanks.
Exactly.
And someone looks exhausted in the morning.
Did you sleep well?
Not really. I went to bed late.
Sounds familiar.
To whom?
Moving on.
What about emotions? If someone looks really happy,
Ask, why are you so happy?
because I got some good news.
And if someone looks worried, ask, what are you worried about?
I'm worried about my exam.
Very useful around students.
Exams, deadlines, not enough sleep.
You're really selling student life today.
I'm trying.
I can see that.
Now, imagine someone says, "You won't believe what happened today."
Then, obviously, you ask, what happened?
What happened?
And when they start telling the story, you can ask, what happened next?
Ah, that's a good one.
It keeps the conversation going and shows you're listening.
I'm an excellent listener. Again with that,
I said nothing.
very loudly.
Okay, next.
If I want someone's opinion, I can ask, "What do you think?"
Exactly. What do you think?
What do you think of this place?
I like it. It's really nice.
And if I don't agree with someone,
A soft answer is, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
Much softer than, you're wrong.
Useful English for married people.
Extremely useful.
And if I genuinely don't know the answer,
I don't know.
we're allowed to say that?
Yes, you're allowed not to know everything.
Fantastic lesson.
Life-changing.
One more. If someone asks me to decide something, but I need time,
Ask, can I think about it?
can I think about it?
Exactly.
We're getting very close to 50 now.
We are, and for the last few, let's use questions that help you learn more about another person and keep a real conversation going.
Learn more about another person. Okay. What's a good place to start?
Try, what do you usually do in the evening?
I usually have dinner, relax, and watch something.
Perfect. It's easy, but it can lead to lots of other topics.
And if I want to know about someone's morning,
Ask, what time do you usually get up?
I usually get up at 7.
Usually?
Usually is a very useful word.
Especially when the truth is 8.
Moving on.
Here's another one. How do you get to work?
I usually go by bike.
Great. Or I go by bus, I drive, I walk.
What if I'm talking to someone about travel?
Ask, where would you like to go?
I'd like to visit New York
Nice. And then you can ask, why do you want to go there?
because I've always wanted to see the city.
Exactly. Now the conversation is growing naturally.
And if they traveled somewhere recently?
Ask, did you have a good time?
Yes, I did. It was great.
Very easy, very common.
What about something even simpler, like favorites?
Sure. What's your favorite food?
Finally, the important questions.
I was waiting for that.
My favorite food is pizza.
Very surprising.
And maybe what's your favorite film?
Exactly. Or music, book, city, season. The pattern is the same.
That's useful. One question pattern gives you many conversations.
Exactly. And here's one I really like. What are you looking forward to?
Ah, that's a little more advanced.
A little, but still very useful. It means, what are you excited about in the future?
I'm looking forward to the weekend.
Very ambitious.
Small goals, Victoria.
Fair enough.
And one final question for a conversation.
What about you?
That's it?
That's it. Someone asks, what do you do at the weekend? You answer, and then simply ask, what about you?
2 tiny words and the conversation keeps moving.
Exactly. And that brings us to 50 everyday questions and answers.
50. We actually made it.
And hopefully you noticed something. Most of them were not difficult.
That's probably the biggest lesson today. You don't need complicated English to have a real conversation.
Start with one simple question. Listen to the answer. React. Ask one more.
And if you don't understand?
Can you say that again, please?
Ah, good callback.
Thank you. I've been listening.
Before we finish, Victoria, quick test?
Oh no. All right, go on.
Guys, answer aloud before Victoria does. What do you usually do in the evening?
I usually relax and watch a film.
Good. Next one. Where would you like to go?
I'd like to visit Italy.
Nice choice. And one more. What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to our next walk.
Oh, very professional answer.
Better than coffee.
Fair point.
And guys, when you practice, don't only read the questions silently. Say them out loud. Pause. Imagine someone is standing in front of you and answer naturally.
Even if the answer changes every day.
especially then. That's real speaking practice.
Guys, here's your little challenge. Choose 5 questions from today's lesson and answer them aloud in English.
Don't write a perfect speech, just answer naturally, even if your answer is only one short sentence.
And in the comments, answer this one. What are you looking forward to?
Maybe a holiday, the weekend, a new job, seeing someone, or simply a good cup of coffee.
There it is again, coffee.
We had to finish where we started.
Guys, thanks for walking through Cambridge with us and practicing your English today.
Keep it simple, keep speaking, and we'll see you on our next walk.